Turn up the volume, wake the crowd. F'nAround, stop the day. Rest and race, we got something to say.
Welcome back to F'nAround in the morning on Friday, December 13th. And I am your co-host, Joe.
What's good? It's JJ, everybody. Good morning, good morning.
How's it going, buddy?
Man, amazing, dude. Absolutely amazing, dude. It's just been, I'm feeling better. You know, the throat's getting better. So
you're celibate again? I got it.
Yeah. It's definitely celibate again. And, you know, it's just crazy how, you know, everything works out, you know, with how we do things, because I'm actually quite enjoying diving in and doing all this research that we've had to do, because obviously we don't like to talk about things that we don't do the research on. We're not just up here literally rambling. You know, we
could if you let me.
Yeah, we can just sit up here and spew bullshit if you guys want. But what we try to do is we try to get as much information about what we're talking about as we humanly possibly can, which obviously we all know that there's a lot of misinformation everywhere. So it's not easy to go through all this, as Joey knows. Going through all this information is like going outside this morning when it felt like -7 without any fucking winter clothes on. It doesn't help anybody. No, not at all. But, you know, I'm not going to lie. I'm getting a lot of enjoyment out of it. So it's been a pretty good day. How's your day going?
Well, other than the -7 feeling this morning, it was great. I only lasted about 1.2, 1.3 miles outside before I froze my ass off.
I bet you won't go do that naked.
Yeah, I definitely won't. Especially being near a bunch of schools. It sounds like I'm going to get a sex charge.
Yo, whoops. Sorry.
Yeah, that's going to be like from Horrible Bosses, except the difference of wasn't he like peeing in a bush near a school or something?
Yeah, peeing in a bush near a school, yep.
I mean, people don't streak anymore, do they?
No, dude, there's nobody has fun anymore. But you know what they will do? They'll go naked on a fucking Instagram live or some stupid shit.
Oh,
I mean, back when we were younger, that's the type of shit you did. TPing, fucking streaking, egging, all that.
Ding dong
all
ditching.
That fun shit. Ding dong ditching. Yeah, you just don't see people like that anymore. And now if you do streaking, right? Like let's say you're in a fraternity and you're doing like whatever that's called. Isn't it called like rush or something like that?
Yeah, part of hazing.
Yeah, so if you do these things nowadays, it's considered hazing, and oh my God, you're abusing the children and shit. So nobody's allowed to do anything no more.
And then don't forget they used to do the Naked Mile in Michigan.
Yeah, the Naked Mile. Yes, the Naked Mile.
And American Pie. Huge. And the American Pie did that whole movie on it.
Yeah, which I'm not going to lie to you, they kind of killed it. They should have left American Pie alone. But yes, the Naked Mile is a real fucking thing. But you can't do these things no more at our day and age because too many people like to bitch and complain about stuff, and it's all abuse or it's all fucking, you know, hurting somebody in some way. So, you know, the fun's been sucked out of it.
But a girl can go viral for fucking 100 guys in a day, right? You saw that post going around?
Yeah, and you can also get a girl that goes viral for talking about how she spits on that thing. So that's what the world has just come to this day.
But then she could steal hundreds of millions from her followers. Well, not her, but her the people that manipulate her. Yeah, they probably had something to do. Yeah, they probably had something in that.
Yeah, listen, if you need a real manager, slide on me. I got you.
Just don't talk to him. Angela might kill you.
No, you ain't you ain't all that either. Your Hawk Tua shit was fucking stupid. I don't want you to spit on that thing and do what you fucking looked like you were ripping that thing off, bitch. But you know, I wanted to touch on something right here, right? You know, I'm surprised that we haven't been paying attention to this, and I'm not gonna lie to you, we got to do better than that, Joe.
Right?
Why haven't we brought up Daniel Penny?
I don't know. I mean, that's a great point. I actually had some people reach out to me saying the same thing. I mean, it seems like something that we would touch.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna get on my own ass about that because usually I'm really kind of hip to that shit, and I just seen it come across my desk yesterday, and I was like, God damn, how did we miss this, dude? How the fuck did we miss this? But
we were so busy paying Super Mario and Luigi, we forgot to look at the heroes of the country.
Yeah, no, that's fucking true, and I'm glad you fucking said it. That's what he is, because that's what that man is, man. I don't care what nobody fucking says. You cannot tell me that man should have been in trouble. He got found not guilty, so awesome. Big props to him and his attorney. It's a great day for him. You've been vindicated, my boy. But what do you think about the situation, Joe?
So honestly, and this is what it is, if the situation dynamics were different, I think it would have been a self-defense and everyone would praise him as a hero. But currently how our race in society is. The fact that the homeless man was black and he was white, they twisted it from the situation of a veteran who has suffered issues being in war
Mm-hmm.
and maybe needs some mental help, who was trying to protect people around him because he saw signs that he was trained and triggered to react to a white versus black thing, which it should have never been. It should have been a person versus person thing.
So that's why I asked you, because you're the guy with the military background, right? You've been through this, right? You had your stint in the military, you know, and I know that that was very important to you, right? So these are the type of things that these guys are trained to do, right?
Yeah, he's
They're
looking for
trained to look for
so
these things.
I wasn't trained like that. Obviously, he was.
No, but you know about the military is what I'm
yes,
saying. Yeah.
With my knowledge of it, and from what I know, and from even the people I know who've gone over there are triggers or things they look for. It's like they're on 24/7, and that's kind of what hurts them mentally, because it's like they don't get off. That's why there's so many movies about failed relationship, marriages falling apart when they get back. They can never turn it off. It's like they're mentally always still there. So if he saw a sign or he saw something that he was trained to react to, or he was basically playing a chess move in his head where, okay, if I don't react now, X, Y, Z are going to happen. If I react now, I can stop it at A, B, C.
Mm-hmm. And do you believe, and honestly, right, in your opinion, because mind you, these are always our opinion.
Our opinion.
You believe that that's what was going on, or do you believe he was just some fucked up individual trying to kill a black person?
Yeah, I believe that was going on. He wasn't trying to kill anyone. I mean, at that
so
that
you
point,
don't believe his intention was to hurt black people that day?
Well, let's put it this way: like, if the guy could kill you with a chokehold from behind, and he was trained like that, and he knew what he was doing, you really think he would have done it in public in front of all those people?
No, absolutely not. So if he was just going out on a black people killing spree, right? Like, hey, I'm gonna wake up this morning and I want to kill an African American, right? Right. You think that that's the way that he would have chose to do that? Do you think he would have been on a subway trying to help somebody?
Yeah, no, it'd have been more like, what was that guy in Milwaukee who used to lure people home from the gay bar? The serial killer.
Wasn't that what's Jeffrey Dahmer, right?
Yeah, he would have done it more like Dahmer. He would have done it in the privacy of his home, privacy of an outlet.
Great point. So wait, we all, man. Okay. So we know that Jeffrey Dahmer was doing that, literally luring people from broken homes, so on and so forth. I'm not going to get into color because I don't know the exact dynamic between which color of every person.
It was mainly all minority.
Okay, so thank you. So we have a guy here. So why isn't Jeffrey Dahmer being called a racist?
Because he's dead. And he was.
Because they won't get no traction off that.
Yeah, not anymore. But a black guy did smash his fucking face and killed him with weights in a broom or something in prison.
So coming from the point of view where the people are saying that this Daniel Penny should be locked up, right? So basically they're only doing it because it can give them motion, right? Basically.
Yes. So if it was a white homeless guy, it wouldn't have gotten as much traction or publicity. So they did try and phrase it and change the narrative that it was him just trying to kill a homeless person, but they would have never done that if he wasn't a black homeless person, honestly. I mean, and that was probably, and I'm not saying it was the people, I'm not saying it was the public, it was probably a political press move by the DA's office, honestly.
Yeah,
because,
for sure.
Because it doesn't matter what community it is, what background you is, this whole country supports its veterans, one way or another. They know what they're going through. Yeah. And if they don't, they should. Yeah. They know what they've been through. They know the mental things. They know what mentally goes on. So for him to just step up and do that to a homeless person, it doesn't seem like it gained the traction. It's not the same as somebody stepping on the back of your neck. It's a little, you know what I mean? This was somebody reacted like in public and a bunch of people and choked a guy. So he was basically trying to, subdue him to a point of stop. But because he was trained, and let's be honest, the homeless person was probably malnourished, underfed, and not up to full energy.
Probably fucked up on drugs.
Who knows? It subdued the subduing of him that would normally just subdue a normal individual. He did not have the strength to resist or to,
But no intention to go out and harm African Americans, though. That's not what this was.
No, and it was no intention to go out and do homeless. I mean, if you want to go out and do homeless, go on Google and look up bum fights. That's when you want homeless people to hurt homeless people. I didn't see a camera, and I didn't see them getting paid for the homeless fights. Yeah. And that was a big thing in our childhood.
You don't see him trying to benefit, like in a situation like, I know, listen, Hawk Tua and this is two completely different things, right? But she realized what she had in front of her and took it and ran with it.
Right.
You would think that if this guy's goal was clicks, motion, spotlight, so on and so forth, you would be seeing him promoting, him helping or doing whatever he wants to do.
I mean, even go to the other guy. What was the guy? Was it Wisconsin? Was it Kyle Rittenhouse or whatever with the guns? Remember when he went there? Yeah. So he did the same thing with self-defense. But the difference is, look at how he publicized it. Look how he profited off of it. Look how he made a fucking living off it. And look how he's such a political thing.
Good point, Joe.
That means in this situation, it had nothing to do with it. He literally was just a vet trying to protect himself. He's not trying to publicize it. He's not trying to get famous. Didn't try and get famous off it. I mean, now it might change that the thing's over. But did you see him trying, or was it he was just?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he crucified by the media.
Crucified by the media, and that was another man. You're on fire this morning, man. Great example, dude. Man, great example, dude. Kyle Rittenhouse, man. And then on top of it, just to say something about that, I actually heard dude jagged all of his money that he got already. I don't know how true it is, but I heard he did.
No idea. Probably. I mean, you give a young guy a shitload of money, they fuck it up if their parents don't steal it from you. Look at the celebrities. Yeah. Go right back to that documentary we talked about.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's a great example. So you got a guy in Kyle Rittenhouse who went and turned it into a major thing even before he got vindicated, like Daniel Penny, right?
He used the narrative he used the publicity and the narrative to his side to rally the troops to show he was on the right side for what he did, and use the publicity for him. In this situation, it seemed like it was the DA and the media that were trying to use the publicity to victimize him and make him look like he was the predator.
And further their cause, right?
Yeah.
Further this white on black thing that you consistently hear about, which we're not going to sit here and deny. Yeah, I mean it's there, right?
It's all over our country. There. The country's it's there. It's systematically there.
Yeah, it's there, but it's just enough of the rah with it though, right? What's with the trying to attach it to every situation humanly fucking possible that you can?
Yeah, I mean, in this situation, I would have never attached it to it. I mean, it should have been a vet who had PTSD from war versus a homeless person. That the vet maybe, I mean, if they framed it that way, maybe it would have changed differently. Where it was, like he maybe misread the sign, maybe he did this, maybe his PTSD did it. But when you phrase it as he went out of his way to hurt and kill a homeless person for sport, and you kind of stepped the line.
Yeah, so also this is where they don't think either, because you know how my mind thinks, right? If they would have tried to prosecute this man from a different approach, right, instead of this white on black shit, they might have actually convicted him.
Yeah, I mean, if you went for a lesser charge or you went for something with
because these guys' hands are registered, right? Yeah. Guys like him, their hands are.
So that's like one of those urban things that everyone says, "Oh, these hands are."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's not necessarily true.
It does hold weight in court to show that you are, or you have been trained, because then they'll show it to the jury as look like it's kind of like putting a 6'5" guy that's a monster who would fight like Tyson versus someone like you.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask Vadim about this today. I want to get his point when I get on when I get done with this, because I'm kind of curious if he believes that if they would have tried to prosecute it from that type of standpoint, right, and been like, listen, regardless of the situation, you're a trained killer, right? You shouldn't have done that. Maybe they would have got a conviction.
So here's another thing to bring it up. Compare this in your mind to the Prentice case. Remember, they said they went for everything when they could have dropped it to nothing. The judge didn't give them a choice. In this situation, they went the other way. When they should have, the judge usually allows you, or the DA says, we'll do lower charges, right? You could do these other options.
Yeah, they will reduce charges and do plea deals, all the above.
Or not only that, when you're going for sentencing, they can give you other options of what you can sentence for.
Yes.
If they had other options, they might have gone for another option because of the situation, right? But yeah, it could go either way. But it just shows how the public opinion change was. Like, look at Prentice. If they gave Prentice a lower option, they would have probably taken the lower option there. But they knew he was party to it, so they gave him, hey, you're getting railroaded or you're getting let free. And because he was party to the crime and guilty by association, was already there for other stuff, they railroaded him. In this situation, it was like, he didn't do anything else. He literally was a vet, thinking he was trying to protect and help people. Yeah, he does have some type of PTSD or something. We're not going to railroad this guy because he thought he was doing the right thing.
we're gonna get him some help. He definitely made a mistake type shit, right? Yeah. We're gonna get him some help and we're gonna get him situated. He might need to go do a little bit of time because somebody's life was lost, right?
Right.
But I guess, I mean, that's my thought, right?
But if it was two white guys or two black guys, would we be talking about this?
No, you wouldn't. Good point again. Goddamn, Joe, on fire. Bang, 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 bang. I wish we had one of them buttons. We got to figure out what we need to do. Where you go, like, you know what I'm saying?
Like a little gunshot thing.
Yeah. You know, that's a fucking crazy situation. But, you know, regardless of anything, dude, heroes like him, because that's what he was that day, dude. He was a hero. I'm not saying the dude wasn't fucked up in the head. He's probably dealing with a whole bunch. I can't attest to that. I've never been at war. Right. I can't tell you what that's like. Like Joey said, though, I do have friends.
Yep.
And I know that can be rough. So, dude probably has some problems. He definitely should get some help if he is dealing with things. But, you know, I'm glad that justice was served today in the right way.
But let's put it to something you'd understand, too. Like when you got out of lockup, if someone moved their hand real quick by their side, coming up behind you.
Oh, dude. Yeah. So the running thing with my family till just recently was, and I'm not saying that like I was, you know, in there with swords on me and stabbing people, right? Because that's not what I was about while I was in there, dude. I was chilling, right? But you're always in those type of situations where, you know, like my mom, she wouldn't come wake me up, right? She wouldn't come shake me. She would come knock on my door and she'd be like, "Hey, James," and she'd scream from the door or talk from the door, because coming by me, I turn, you know what I'm saying? I'm turning and swinging. I'm not trying to stab nobody, dude. There wasn't a knife under my pillow or anything.
Right.
But, you know, you do have these things where like, I don't like my door closed. So like when I'm sleeping at night, I don't like the door completely closed. And that's still to this day, because it feels like they closed the door for count time. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's like these little triggers that I know you're saying, right? That kind of revert you back to that mentality, dude. Yeah.
So that's why I figured I could just put you in his head frame real quick. You saw a trigger.
Yeah, no, it definitely makes sense. I couldn't imagine, and I know you have a lot of friends, right? I couldn't imagine, you know, I've seen people go crazy because of fireworks on the 4th of July, dude. I've seen my friends do that where you're like, whoa, what the fuck? And then like when you think about it, they're reverting back to that mentality, dude. Yeah. They don't have a choice. That's their mind doing that. They're not choosing to do this for fun. So signs and triggers, like you said, something triggered Buddy, but he made the right move. And I believe that he deserves to be found not guilty, which is exactly what happened. So that's fucking amazing, dude. That was a great thing. Our country definitely did something right with that.
Yeah, for a first time in a while.
Hopefully we start to see more, and I'm not saying hopefully we start seeing more people get let off, but hopefully we start getting back to this reality, dude. I mean, it's fucking crazy how out of touch with reality, you know, what we're about to jump into with this Delta 8 stuff, dude. It's so crazy how out of touch with reality this country is and how they cannot see what's in front of them. So this is going to be something you're going to know, because I've learned a lot of this from you. This whole fat fuck trying to take fucking Delta 8 out of Chicago. What's your take on that, bud?
So here's a great way to start it. Do you remember the podcast interview we did with Support Your Local Weed Man?
Of course.
Yeah.
Sam was great, right?
Yeah, Sam and Ty. Sam's great, by the way. And in that interview, he was talking about it, and he said, anytime you hear a politician talking about that they want to remove strict hemp laws or Delta 8 laws or get rid of the black market for consumer safety, it's code word for they want to get rid of the black people. And I mean, it's not just black people, it's minorities, because the idea is, as he said, we were talking about the price of entry into cannabis licenses. You and I know how expensive they are and ridiculous they are, right? So most people can't afford it. So you get entrepreneurs who want to start up a business and do it, and the best way in is through hemp or Delta 8, right? So for him to go through and say, I'm going to make it tighter and stricter and remove it, he's basically going to the public and saying, hey, my friends in Big Canada are lining my pockets with a lot of fucking money because you're hurting their bottom line. So, hey, fuck all you minorities who couldn't get a license, and fuck all you entrepreneurs who couldn't afford to get a license. My friends' bottom line are getting hurt. So fuck you all, and I'm going to support them.
Damn. Message.
Yep, exactly.
Message.
I mean, And it's pretty obvious too. I mean, look at the fucking Juan case with me. Like, I tried to get him
Yeah.
on today just to like kind of say hi because he would have been perfect for the last thing we talked about in this. But sadly for him, his father just passed, so rest in peace. And
Yeah.
our
Rest in
condolences,
peace to
Juan.
Juan's pops, dude. Yeah.
But like, look at Juan. Like, Juan was literally used as the puppet for New Era Cannabis to like block minorities from getting licenses, and all those licenses that they couldn't afford to open or they ran out of money waiting for the Juan's lawsuit to end. New Era and a bunch of the other people had the opportunity to go and loan to own them, buy them, whatever they wanted to do on the back end, which gave the MSOs majority control again. Juan reached out to Pritzker. Juan reached out to their campaign. Reached out to the AG, emailed all of them, filled regulators' complaints, talked to all the press. Nobody wanted to talk, and they all turned a blind eye. And then look, now Pritzker's going to go after the community that hurts their bottom line. He'll turn a blind eye to anything. He'll sit there and scream about fucking equality, but at the same
time, he won't turn a blind eye to a plate of food. So don't fucking do that. We don't lie, Joe. We don't fucking lie. That fat fuck ain't missing a meal.
But think about it though. Like, he knows that they fucked up his social equity program. He knows they fucked up his lottery stuff. He's very well aware of it. They're not doing a fucking thing about it. They're letting it still going on and operate when they could probably go after most of the people involved. They could probably revoke licenses, not doing a thing. And then he comes out and says, hey, in code words, I'm going to fuck everybody who's hurting the big players' money and their bottom line. I don't care who you are or what race you are, because you know what? You're hurting my friend's bottom line.
So man, dude, man, it's like, now this goes back into playing with the black community shit. Yeah. How can people not see this, Joe? How can they not see this? How do you fall for the goofy? Yeah, how do you do that?
And it's just narrative, and it's PR, and it's marketing, and that's all they're doing. They're spinning it for their own way. And obviously, these are our opinions.
So how much money do they spend on shit like this to come up with these fucking campaigns, bro? How much money gets spent on shit like
millions of money is moved around for this shit? Yeah, to get these things done.
You can get somebody to hand me. I can come up with something like that. I could come up with a piece of shit way to take advantage of people and turn it into a marketing campaign too.
Exactly. Just go join Big Can and tell them away. They'll do it. They'll pay for it.
No, I mean, fuck that, dude. That's just craziness, bro. Millions and millions of dollars being spent on making people look like goofies.
Yeah, not only that, though. Think about all the people who set up businesses or have shops or selling products, or the businesses operating and running in Illinois, the hemp farms, the Delta 8 processing facilities that are currently making money or operating businesses that, if they close this loophole, shut down, in the lives that are ruined because all of a sudden Big Canada dropped 1%, 2%, and they're crying about their bottom lines.
Well, so now you got me thinking, right? I don't know what's Georgia's position, right? But I always thought that they were taking out those products, right? Mm-hmm. Because they were getting ready, right?
Right.
What if they're taking a play out of Pritzker's fucking playbook? What if they're saying, listen, we don't want these products on the shelves, because then what's going to happen is the black community is going to be able to have all these, hemp shops, and there's a large Spanish, a large legal immigrant community here. I'm not talking about illegals, right? There's a large Spanish community here that's legal immigrants in the state of Georgia, right? So what if their play is to be like, listen, we've seen what happened when we let them do that in other states. The minority communities, they got to get the one up on us, and it hurt our bottom line. So we're going to take out THCA by the end of 2024.
We're going to address the problem before it becomes a problem. And then they don't look like they're a piece of shit later.
Hey, Georgia, I got questions. Don't make me. I haven't fucked with you guys yet, but don't let me find out.
They're already waiting for it. They're listening to you.
I really respect the government in this state. I'm not going to lie to you. They're on top of shit. They take care of shit here. They do shit the right way. Now, is there corruption? Yes, dude. We all know. I'm not naive.
This is America.
But what I'm saying is I can tell you the roads get done right. The schooling's good. The money goes to the right places. The kids get free school care for preschool. The kids don't pay here. You don't pay unless you want to send your kid to a private school. So you don't pay for preschool here, right? Which is, I know in Illinois, my wife was looking when we were there, you're talking $3,500 to $8,000 in some areas for fucking preschool, dude. We're talking 4 days a week, man.
There are grade schools and high schools in Illinois more expensive than colleges.
Yeah. So, man, dude, fucking Georgia, please let me find out that's not why you guys are taking the shit off the shelves, man. That'd be a fucking goddamn shame.
No, but it seems like a nice setup for it. If it's not prepping for it, it's prepping for the fact that they don't want the issue later, because you're going to shut down all these businesses. You're going to get lobbying and people fighting. You're going to have you're going to have a division amongst your constituents. You know what I mean? Like it's going to have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I tripped over my own words there.
It's okay. A lot of coffee this morning. It happens to me all the time.
But I
didn't get my age right yesterday. Remember, I didn't even know what age I was.
At least you didn't mess it up with your ma.
Oh. Yeah, dude. That's just a goddamn shame, dude. That's a goddamn shame that's Illinois is literally. I'm not going to say only Illinois, but it seems like a lot of these new players in the game, right? They try to revert back to Illinois and California.
Yeah.
And then Colorado.
And don't forget, like Pritzker's made it very clear. His lines have always been set up. He's got his eyes on something bigger. He's got a bigger house and it's a little lighter in his mind. He always wants to find his way there, right? We know he's shooting for federal.
He can't fucking afford his fucking food. He's got to be at least $1,000 a month in groceries for himself.
So he wants nothing bad looking in this state. He wants our state looking clean. There's no issues, no nothing. So he buries half the stuff and looks the other way because he doesn't want his own policies to come back to bite him in the ass. And that's why that's why shit like Juan's stuff doesn't come out there, because he's going to look like he's a racist piece of shit for letting it happen.
Hey, Bella. Bella is now
and I
going
just
to get
watched
some
her before
credits for being in the show.
Yeah. And I just watched her before we got on. She always has Juan's attention, right?
Yeah, listen, Bella needs attention. We know that.
Yeah, it's that husky, that cold weather. She just wants to keep being outside.
Yeah. But man, that's like I said, dude. I really want to get somebody on here that is close to that situation, and not to attack them, right?
Right.
I want to see the side from where they're coming from. If you can make it make sense to me on here, right? I'm telling you, I'm good.
You'll back off.
I'm good.
Yeah. But all signs point. It's really hard to make sense.
If it walks like a duck,
quacks like a duck.
It's a duck.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
It's a duck. So yeah, that's something we definitely are going to keep close tabs on. When's that supposed to start? This Delta 8 stuff.
He said in January. He's going to start addressing it next year. You see what else they're addressing next year in this state too, right?
What's that?
What we were talking about, was it yesterday or the day before?
You got to remind me. We talk about so much about your state, dude.
Yeah, you saw Holman and fucking Trump?
Oh, you're talking. Oh, yeah, you're talking about them going, but that's fucking amazing, bro.
Oh, it's great.
That's fucking amazing.
I just figured it was a nice little segue in.
No, that's fucking. I mean, Tom Homan coming through. Now, everybody, just so everybody knows, we all know that Donald Trump made the call, right? So I know that. But Tom Homan is going to be the one who's spearheading this border situation.
Yep.
Right. And Pritzker has made it abundantly clear that he's not happy about it. Right. So what I say is Pritzker take him, like I said the other day. But I think that what you're going to see is that fat fuck's not going to be able to keep up with what Tom Homan and Trump are going to have to do over there, and he's going to run into a lot of problems on his end, my boy.
Oh, 100%, because they said it before, and if they've done things like this before, and the problem is, if you're not following federal restrictions or federal rules, they start pulling federal funding. I don't see Pritzker dipping in his pockets to come up with that deficit. I mean, look at how
he can't fuck up his strawberry shortcake budget.
No, not at all.
You can't do that.
I mean, I tell him to pull in that cannabis pocket money, but he's not involved with it. It's just his family.
Yeah. But listen, his family's involved in a lot of shit. I remember during COVID, I guess like something about his brother being involved with the vaccine company. And I mean, how is turning a blind eye to all this? What do you guys think? Like, I mean, for real, what does everybody think Governor Pritzker let all the immigrants run all over the city of Chicago for? If you can give me a solid answer and a solid justification for it, I'll honor it.
Yeah. No, if
somebody can give me one.
Yeah.
What did it benefit anybody? Well, how did it benefit? Explain to me how it benefited the immigrants, and explain to me how it benefited the state of Illinois. And then we'll take it from there.
I don't see how it benefited anyone. And it definitely hurt Johnson.
Yeah.
It hurt him. Yeah. But I mean, honestly, he didn't need that. He hurts himself already.
Of course he does. Of course he does. That guy don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah, but he knows how to travel.
So how do you think this border stuff's going to take place? What do you think they're going to do? You think this is really what everybody's making it out to be on the liberal side, where, you know, the fucking military is going to come in and start roping people up and throwing them in the back of trucks and shipping them over border?
I think it's going to be more political and tactful, and it's just more a lot of hot smoke and hot gas right now. But I think what's going to end up happening is going to be a lot of pull federal funding and federal support.
Yeah.
I mean,
so that's what you believe. You don't believe that they're literally going to be loading people onto a truck and sending them back to Tijuana.
No, I don't see that happening. I mean, because the problem is, like, the biggest issue with that is not like they ship them right there right away. It's like a whole process and a thing.
But they ship them here right away.
I get it. But I mean, like, you saw what was happening where they're doing like those like processing centers and facilities and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't want to do that. They don't have an issue with that. I think they're going to start forcing the state's hands to do that, because what president wants to get caught making it look like more internment camps when they're not internment camps? You know what I mean?
So that would also come from, that would mean the state's got to dip into their own funding. That means that
they got to figure out how to fix it out or clean it out or get them in some program.
So if they want these shelters and so on and so forth, right? If the federal government's not behind it, right? These shelters and stuff would need to be funded through the state funding. They would need to dip into their own funding then, right?
Right. I mean, look at how many federal funded programs you have in the state on, like, education, universities, all these different things that are involved, schooling that gets funding from the government, right? Not only that, like, you know, the roads and all these things that they get infrastructure funding from the government. If the government reduces that even by a couple percent, look how detrimental that is to a state.
Yeah, but you know who gets blamed for that then, though? What's another sad fucking thing? So let's say Pritzker doesn't make the right moves, right, for his state, and they pull federal funding, right? You know who gets blamed for that? Donald Trump. Pritzker don't get blamed for it. That fat fuck still gets all of his fucking money. Nothing affects his pockets. His constituents still think he's doing the best things for him. And everybody starts attacking Donald Trump, saying Donald Trump cut funding to the kids in Chicago. But what people don't realize is that the reason why stuff like that happens is because you're on the state level, they're not doing the right things. You cannot blame the federal government for not giving more money out to the people that aren't doing the right things for their state.
It's kind of like when a donor agrees to do a donation to a school based on certain stipulations. If you don't follow those stipulations, you don't get the money. It's the same concept. If you're not abiding by the rules that are set forth to get the money, you don't get the money.
Man, dude, I'm telling you, I really hope that people really start actually paying attention to this and some of the stuff that we're saying. Not saying that everything's right, but when you look at it from a perspective, right, sometimes that's all you need is a fresh pair of eyes, dude. Cold cases prove that all the time. Sometimes you just need a fresh pair of eyes to give you a different perspective on something. You got to be more open-minded. You cannot be so closed-minded and think that all this stuff that they're giving you for free and all this good things are always good for you. Just because it's being handed to you doesn't mean that it's good.
Yeah, and it wouldn't pass me at all, if while he's fighting all this stuff about the migrants and everything going on with the federal government, he does some shady shit on the background to fuck over the minority community with the Delta 8s and the hemp. Because it seems like the
same thing, but that's basically par for the course, right? That's what he does, right? So he'll sit here and hand you a bunch of free shit, right? But while he's giving you that free shit, he's fucking you in the background on a whole nother level.
That's what most politicians do, sadly. Some are way worse at it than others. Because let's be honest, you can't be a politician without fucking somebody. There's not one politician that doesn't fuck one community or one group, because in order to cater to one, you got to do another. Problem is, some are a lot more blatant about it than others.
And they're profiting a lot more than others. Dude.
Exactly.
I know that Illinois is going to have a real rough go of 2025, dude. You guys are going to have a rough start to 2025 over there, man. Yep. That's fucking sad. That's fucking sad, dude, to see where that city has come to and what a group of politicians can do to a city in a matter of a few years is out of this fucking world, dude. Out of this fucking world.
Yep. Well, we went from the land of Lincoln to the land of losers.
Real quick. Pritzker, it's all your fault. I don't give a fuck. You still haven't responded to nothing. You're still scared. Listen, if you weren't wrong, you don't need to say nothing besides, give us some input, dude. You don't need to do it directly either. You don't answer none of the bullshit, dude. Go look at anything. You don't respond to anything that anybody throws at you. The only thing you do is talk about all the good shit that you've done, and there's nothing really being done. So
I know people who file complaints, follow the regulatory committees. If you don't want to address it, you turn a blind eye. That's personal liability right there.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with addressing the problem. If you like we said a million fucking times, dude, if we're wrong, we're wrong. Just let us know.
Yeah, show us the receipts because we'll show you ours.
Yeah, we definitely. Better stop playing, bro.
And I don't mean McDonald's, motherfucker.
So another question about Delta 8 now. So what does this mean for guys like Sam and Ty now?
Depends on how they close that loop. But if they close that loop or readjust that loop, which is what they've been trying to do, it kind of shuts down THCA and it'll shut down Delta 8. And that's the type of stuff they're trying to do. Shut down those hemp shops, close those loops and everything they're putting together.
Have you been able to build with them on this at all? Have you talked to them?
No, I have not. This is a relatively new article, so I haven't touched base on it at all yet.
I'd like to get their input one day. I'd like to hear what they have to say about this because I know, man, that guy, they work very hard for that business, bro.
Yeah, very passionate too. They have their
very,
movement.
Very
they do everything.
For that business. Man, dude, that's a motherfucker, bro. It's gonna be rough, dude. That's gonna be rough.
Gonna hurt if they do that. He's gonna hurt a lot of people, and not only that. Think about go to the customer level now too. Not only you're hurting the business owners, you're hurting the customers because think of the taxes they're saving and the prices they're saving to buy Delta 8 and THCA and all these things instead of going to a dispensary. So it pads the state's pocket, but at the same time, it pads the big cannabis pocket. But what's then to stop people from getting one person like our buddy Mike to drive over to Michigan and realize it's like Candyland for cannabis and stock up at a dispensary for like 10x amount that he can get, as much as he can get, and come back and supply all of his friends and family.
So do you think that when this starts happening again after they close up the Delta 8, you think Biden or the next administration will hand out just as many pardons as he did the other day?
Probably not.
So guys like Sam and Ty, if they get caught, they're not going to get no pardon, right?
No, they're not going to get any pardons out of this because no, not at all. I mean, speaking of Biden and his pardons, what the hell is going on?
Did you hear about that?
What the hell? What was it like? The number one, but like how much? Like not even the pardons. Commutation of fucking sentences?
1,500 sentences commuted. Now, mind you, a lot of these sentences were people that were already on home monitor for.
They weren't considered like criminals to society as a violent criminal.
No, I mean I don't believe that you were able to get home monitor on violent crimes.
Okay.
And it also, that also varies because I've seen some stories where people got gun cases in Chicago and shit, and they've gotten home monitor. Now, I don't know where these sentences were commuted from. I don't know none of that, dude. But I do know that 1,500 sentences commuted and 39 pardons were handed out to non-violent offenders.
That's a lot of fucking, like...
It's the top one ever done. It's the most ever done.
Jesus.
He broke a record, and this will kind of be something that won't really surprise you, but will, right? So the second largest amount was 330, and that was done by Obama.
Obama. Obama.
Yeah. That's a big
jump. Was that the first thing he ever beat Obama doing?
Hey, listen, we can't prey on the elderly here, dude. Don't do that. We can't. I can't let you, bro. Listen, the minute that the country and himself admitted that he wasn't mentally cognitive no more, I swear on everything, I do not talk shit about Joe Biden no more. I used to bust my sister's balls about Joe Biden consistently, right? But I cannot disrespect the elderly sick, dude. I can't do that.
No, I know, but here's the problem. If they're allowing these to go through, that means he's mentally competent enough to sign that form, and no one's complaining about that.
Listen, I can't speak to that, dude. I'm not a lawyer, and that's wrong, too. But what I can say, right, it is bad karma to prey on the elderly, dude, and we don't fucking do that. You just, like, think of it.
We leave that to the Democratic Party and Kamala?
We will definitely leave that to them, dude. We will leave that shit to them. Because, like, you dealt with what we dealt with Papa and Gilda, dude. Yep. Roro remember when Roro got old, man? Roro wasn't all there.
Yep.
but you be damned if you let anybody say that she was a
I
crazy
agree.
bitch. You know what I'm saying? We don't. Yeah. So not to sit here and act like I'm a fucking Biden supporter, but we cannot talk about somebody that they have openly admitted. Like, and this is the way I see it. You guys admitted that you put that man out to pasture and he had mental cognitive issues and you took advantage of him. You just worded it better than I did to make yourselves look good.
So
But
then,
we all
so
know.
then, are they looking bad now because they're getting him to sign forms when he's not mentally competent to sign those
Yeah,
forms?
and that should be talked about.
Yeah.
This man is not cognitively there, and you
So
guys
that means
already admitted that.
So that means if those are all contracts, that means those wouldn't be valid, and those pardons and commutations are not
That
valid
means
because of the fact.
1,500 people got non-valid. 1,539 people got non-valid get out of jail free cards, dude.
Just saying that doesn't line up, then, right?
And listen, I attacked him more than anybody. Anybody will tell you. I'll show you a couple designs I did of him looking like a goof. But I've deleted the design since because it's not right to do that shit. And I respect the fact that he's elderly, and I would never take any action that he's completed seriously because he doesn't know that he's all there, according to you guys. But apparently 1,539 people got out of jail free because a mentally disturbed elderly person wanted to draw and color by numbers that morning.
Someone should check the signatures.
Yeah, I guarantee you they gave it to him in instruction form and said, Joe, okay, listen, you sign down here.
No, it's a rubber stamp, dude. It's a rubber stamp now.
Oh, God damn.
Yeah, I bet you they rubber stamped them. They didn't even give him the pen.
And and I was gonna make a funny joke, but I can't. No, I can't. So that's man, that's not right. That's not right, and it's got to be talked about more. People need to come to it like you just said, right, and look at it from the point of view. If we go back to the first time that they said that, listen, Joe's not mentally cognitive well enough to stand another election, right? So don't you think that somebody else should have been making them decisions for the time being? And Joe's 100% correct. We need to start talking about things like this and stop letting these people get over on you.
Because all they're doing.
Why didn't my boy Prentice get looked at? Why can't we? I guarantee you, if I showed that to good old Joe, he'd take a peek at it. Now give me a chance to show him Prentice then.
I agree.
Before he gets up out of there.
Yeah, maybe he'll just rubber stamp that too.
And I'm sure he's hearing this. We all know. I mean, I told you the analytics. For whatever reason, we know that you guys been tapping in, DC.
Yeah.
What do you guys got to say?
Got a reason you're tapping in? Trying to see where we're going with this? Come on, we're here. You got a question? Ask away, man. Ask away if you got a question.
And answer the questions that we're asking. Is it legal to get a person that wasn't cognitive enough to hold another election campaign? Should he be able to sign legal documents
because of
decisions?
Because if an elderly person in the same cognitive position can't sign a will or a estate because they're not mentally there and can't change all that, how can he change the country, affect the country, let people go free, do anything with that signature the minute you as a country and a political party of the Democrats said he's not mentally competent?
Message. Everybody pay attention to that one. So, man, really good points, dude. Very solid points. And these are things that we're going to keep touching base on because I'm sure there's going to be more goofy shit that happens in these last few days that we have with Joe. And once again, I want to point out, this is not a Joe Biden problem no more. This is his party that did this to him. And Joey will tell you, too, that's exactly what happened here.
100%. It wasn't him. It was his party. But what he's doing now can be questioned because if it's not him anymore, it's his party.
Yeah. So now what does that say for everybody that's like this Chuchenheimer Rep Raskin that basically incited a riot the other day, right? Basically telling people to bear arms. We got civil war coming, all this goofy ass shit, dude. Come on, man.
Come on, no Republican's going to sell their guns to the Democrats to shoot back at them.
Yeah, right. 100%, dude. 100%. We go back and we look, man. It's just a sad day that this is what our country's coming to. But I see change coming, dude. And we're gonna jump on to some we're gonna jump onto some positive stuff.
No, we
these
should.
days,
It's
man.
Friday the 13th. We got to do something
Yeah,
positive.
and everybody, dude, everybody, thank you for listening. And we just want to once again, we went through analytics earlier. Numbers are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
We are literally global. The morning show is now global, right? So we appreciate everybody tapping in and showing love and support. It's greatly appreciated. And Joe, if you have anything that you want to add in on that.
No, we appreciate it. We appreciate the love here. We appreciate the love in the podcast. You guys keep growing, hitting up everywhere. I mean, shit, we got people in like small little podunk villages in Saudi Arabia now listening. I'm looking there and there's nothing there yet. So
yeah,
it's
and actually,
crazy
I
how it's
believe
going.
you guys had an episode air today on WURE, didn't you guys?
Yesterday we did. I think they're replaying it today though.
Oh, it was a replay today. Very nice.
Yeah. So they
Very
got a
nice.
replay going. It's the second half of Welcome to Zaza Land with Big Za.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, Zai, you still haven't reached out to me, my boy. I got to talk to you, man.
But it'll be streaming, just like this episode goes on streaming on Spotify right after we air. Big Zal will be streaming. Part 2 will be streaming on Monday everywhere. So
Beautiful.
as you know, podcast is always drop on Monday morning, and our show goes live on streaming right after we finish right after you finish listening live.
Beautiful, beautiful, dude. Beautiful. How the guys doing over there?
They're doing good. I'm supposed to be seeing them this weekend. We'll be filling up another episode, but just ourselves hanging out. You know,
how's our boys at Canna Equity doing?
They're doing well. I know they got a bunch of events and stuff going on at the end of the year, but with holidays going on, you know how it gets with holidays.
Yeah, and everybody tap into Canna Equity Illinois on IG. They got a lot of opportunities right now. I just seen that the other day too. They got a lot of opportunities for people, right?
Yeah, they're hiring. They're working out with some of their partners for hiring. Everybody's growing and doing stuff. I mean, you want to get in tune with the community, reach out to them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've been seeing it, dude. They got a lot of good shit coming up for 2025. So on to I want to let I know that this happened December 3rd, right? But our partner and obviously one of my closest friends in this business now, dude. He was one of the ones that literally shaped quite a few. Well, I'm not going to say quite a few of Chicago's artists that we still speak of to this day. One of them artists being FBG Duck, dude. Buddy definitely changed the scene, and he was taken away from us way too soon, dude. And Little Chris is somebody that was by his side during the beginning and his entire career. So, Little Chris actually just dropped his new album, K-Town to 63rd, on all platforms with FBG Duck, who is, like I said, not with us no more. So I've been checking out the album, dude. It's so good, man. Chris does something to a song, man, and does something to his work that's out of control. And it's great to hear Duck's music again. So everybody, make sure you guys all go check out that on all platforms. Little Chris, dude, well done on the album. Absolutely fucking killed it. And much love to you, my boy.
Yep.
And that will also bring us into now. Okay,
Yes.
Joey, I'm gonna kind of surprise you with this right here, right?
Surprise away, my friend.
Joey, we are obviously from Taylor Street, right?
Yes,
that's
we
where
are.
We were all born and raised, right? There's been a tattoo shop there that's been there for quite some time. That's kind of been a staple for people that go and get tattoos in the neighborhood. You know, they got that $25 tattoo day and shit like that, dude. They're always running deals, man. So, to kind of shine some light on the localness of where we're from, dude, we want to mention Taylor Street Tattoo. They've always been a staple. I haven't got any tattoos from there yet. I've always done all my own.
I've got a few.
Joey's got a few from there. My wife's got a couple from there. So massive shout out to them. I think Joey's a little bit closer with some of them people over there because Joey always inquires about tattoos to them.
Yeah, don't forget. Remember my Where's Waldo game started with Joe from Life Sucks LOL. That's
no
his
shit.
name. That little game I play, Where's Waldo on Instagram. It's his stickers from Taylor Street Tattoo.
Oh man, so yeah, dude, that's been in the neighborhood for a while. I think it might have changed hands once or twice too, but I know that they've always done good work. They're always doing these like promotional things and stuff like that for the people in the neighborhood that are all right around there. So make sure if you're from the Taylor Street area or the UIC campus area, just go slide up in there and let them know you heard them on F'nAround in the morning, and let them know that we fucking love them.
And don't forget, it's Friday the 13th, so they always do those Friday the 13th
Oh,
specials.
they do Friday the 13th deals. And listen, Friday the 13th doesn't always need to be a shitty day, everybody. I try to make every day a good day. It's not necessarily unlucky.
Until you open the news.
Yeah, Joe, yeah. But either way, dude, listen, you know what makes me feel good about this situation and about what we get to do, right? Even though all the bad in the world, and I don't give a fuck if we got 1 million listeners or 1 listener, right? All the bad in the world, it shows that we're trying to bring the bad to light in the best of our way that we can, in the best to the best of our abilities, right? And we're trying to make a difference, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all the good that we've done in a week and a half, 2 weeks of this show already, man.
Oh yeah. And the people that reached out and talked and say how much they like it.
I got artists and just everybody stay tuned. I got these interviews coming up soon for you guys, man. Oh my God, bro. These artist spotlight interviews that actually I want to thank Joey. What we're going to start doing is we used to run the artist spotlight on the 312 All page, and we used to highlight the artists through the page, right?
Yep.
We have now since been able to upgrade that, dude, thanks to Joey and his team over there, where we are, and Tink, right, which is also included in the team, and everybody at WURE. We're going to now be able to upgrade that situation for you guys, and we're going to be able to give you a 5 to 10 minute slot also on the radio station. So we will give you a chance to dive into your project on camera the same way me and Joey are right now, right? And we are going to offer that as a service to people. So anybody tuning in right now, make sure you guys go to the website, www.wurememphis.com. Make sure you guys submit some music, hit the contact me thing, reach out to Joe on Instagram, reach out to me on Instagram. Whatever we got to do, we're getting ready to start kicking that off real soon.
Right. And if you're in the Chicago area and you want to get on the studio and do it from over there, feel free to hit us up. F'nAround Studios right over there on Taylor Street. And we're always got lots of vodka by Little Joe's.
Oh, yeah, dude. And I heard you guys got the Malort, baby.
Got the Malort as well. Got the Malort and the vodka from Little Joe's at all times.
Yeah, you guys got the Malort. So the Chicago Staples in the building when you go to F'nAround podcast. Joe and them got a beautiful situation over there. So if you're in the state of Illinois or in the Chicago area and you want to get up on there, reach out to Joe.
I mean, even if you want to get up on the morning show, we could still set it up and put you down in the studio, and you can jump on with me down there. We'll bring in James.
Yeah, for sure, dude. I mean, we like I said, we encourage it, dude. We want to hear from you guys.
Oh, exactly. I mean, if you're not going to make some noise and get loud, why are you even in the business of trying to talk?
No, 100%. And I'm glad that you guys taught me that, dude. I remember we used to do these hour-long conversations on the phone for no reason. If only we've been doing this since the beginning. Could you imagine if we were doing this during build mode?
Yeah, that would have been great. I mean, look, when we were doing the whiteboards over at John's.
Yeah. The whiteboard, dinner time and shit, dude. During dinner time.
That wasn't dinner time. That was like midnight time for dinner because Tink takes 5 hours to fucking cook dinner.
Yeah, so when we say dinner time, guys, you just got to ask who cooked, because if Tink cooked, it's usually in between 9:30 and midnight. If I cook, it's pretty much on time and it's better. I'm a better cook. But I remember doing that shit, dude. Chicken cutlets at fucking 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, going into midnight, fucking building on the whiteboard, dude.
Yep.
And, if we only were doing this then, people would understand a little bit more of what's been coming behind this. So, yeah, dude, it's been one hell of a journey. It's crazy to see our second Freestyle Friday with you guys, dude. And actually, I'm not going to lie, I think we did pretty well because we didn't really take too much notes this time. We try not to on Fridays. We try to just, call before we get on and then just let everybody know how the morning's going and then take it from there. But successful Freestyle Friday, dude. Successful Freestyle Friday.
So what do you got planned for this weekend?
Dude, this weekend's a chill weekend, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. It's all work, no play for us over here because, it's a family business.
Right.
So Tressa's got a lot of marketing work to get done for the fucking radio station because, listeners are literally increasing by the hour. It's crazy. So she's got a ton of work. I would like to try to start getting interviews for these artists scheduled. Like I got Justoid coming up, Smokey, Mr. Big Ol', Stunt, Tommy. I got all these guys that I want to get their segments on here. So I got to start scheduling those out. We want to work on getting Little Chris and Freddie up here as soon as possible.
You should have Tino interview them.
Dude, good idea.
Thank you.
Tino's definitely been begging to get on camera.
But would that not be a great way to have him do the interviews?
Yeah, dude. Have Tino run all the interviews for all the artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, we're definitely looking at getting little man more involved. The only thing is his wife, my wife, not his wife. My wife is concerned about putting him in the public eye for right
Right.
now. So we're kind of going back and forth on stuff like that, and I do respect what she's saying.
Got
So,
to.
you know,
You're no Clinton.
no, I'm definitely not, and I really try to get him involved as much as I can, but I still also don't want my son like thinking that like swearing and stuff is
Right.
cool on the regular, right? Which obviously I do a lot of anyway.
Oh,
So
I bet you
we're
do.
definitely gonna get fucking Dino involved, but it'll just be in due time. It'll
Hey,
be in due time.
well, speaking of due time, not swearing all the time, that's it for fucking around on Friday. Thanks for effing around in the morning with us. I'm Joe.
Hey, it's JJ. Everybody, have a great weekend.
You as well.
Thank you for effing around with us in the morning.
See you tomorrow morning.
All right, see you tomorrow morning.
Effing around, start the day. Lesson breaks, we got something to say. Feel the beat, the energy rise. It's morning mayhem, no surprise. We're effing around, sun's up, it's true. Morning vibes just for you.
Sounds good.